G'day guys, welcome to Beat the Reset. Tim here, the guy in the hat with my two fabulous army generals. On this side, we've got Sam from Liberty Bullion, the samurai of silver. He takes silver prices and he chops them to pieces. Don't you, Sammy?
That's it.
And on this side, of course, we've got Bishop, the Baron of Bitcoin. What this man does not know about Bitcoin, you could write on the back of a postage stamp, ladies and gentlemen. So how are you, gentlemen?
Fantastic as always, Tim. What a time to be alive.
Supercharged morning. You're just certainly not bullish enough, and we're feeling good over here.
So so let's just do a quick cheers because I want to talk about our catchphrases and then we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Do a quick cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Here we go. So we've got the strong coffee. We've got the
Nice coffee.
cheers, guys. Okay, so we've got these fabulous catchphrases just before we get in it. Sammy, you always say, what a great time to be alive.
It is. That's because it is. It is an amazing time to be alive. Guys, there is so much opportunity out there. There is so much opportunity out there. It's hard to choose between the different opportunities. You know, the world may be getting worse and worse, but our portfolios keep getting better and better. So the way I see it, absolutely. What a time to be alive, guys. What more could you ask for?
Oh, fantastic. And Bish, of course, you're not bullish enough. Tell us about that.
It's more of a reminder, more than anything else. It's a catchphrase, but it's a reminder as well, and it's for me as well. When I say you're not bullish enough, I catch myself sometimes thinking about all the frivolous shit that I'm spending my money on, and I'm like, you know what? I should be allocating this to Bitcoin. I should be allocating this to silver. So yeah, it's a reminder more than anything else for me.
Fantastic, boys. And of course, make good choices. And we put it all together. What did we say? What a time to be alive.
Yep.
You're not bullish enough and make good choices. You put it all together, you shake it all up,
Yep.
and bang, bada bing.
Quality of life.
You end up with something called operation allocation, of course, which is
Operation allocation.
our new thing that we're doing. Now, boys, okay, let's get into it very quickly. Of course, great to be here at Beat the Reset today. Today's a special day. Sandy, tell us why it's a special day.
Well, it's the inauguration day for Mr. Donald J. Trump, the 45th and now the 47th president of the United
done it
States
twice,
of America.
hasn't he?
He's done it twice, mate. Done it twice.
He was that good, he came back for a second go.
That's it. Well, he's selected for a second go, shall we say. So, yeah, big day for the markets, big day for the crypto markets in particular. So, yeah, what a time to be alive, some might say.
Absolutely.
Over to you, Bish. Tell us what's happening.
All right, over to you guys. So check this out. We got the old charts here going and running up and around and doing their thing. So let me just try to get it up in there. Bink. Can you see that, guys? All right,
Yep.
Beautiful. I'll give you a bit of a breakdown. Yesterday's volatility was sky high. We printed up new all-time highs. We were just shy of 110,000 US. So, I did say that we were going to see 110K at some point in January. We saw that briefly. We'll probably go and retest that over the next few weeks. But we started, when I came on the phone with you in the morning, we started trading at 106. By the time I got into the office, it was trading at 99. By the time Sammy came into the office, it was at 110 at the close of, normal business, 9 to 5. So over an 8-hour period, we had gone from 106 to 99 to 110. And now we're trading at around 103, 104 at the moment. So the volatility was sky high. The actual event itself was a bit of a nothing event, right? I think a lot of the expectations got front run. There was a lot of volatility, a lot of trading, trying to position themselves for the upcoming announcements, which hasn't materialized yet. That doesn't mean that they're not coming through, but that just means that the market doesn't have anything to go off to make a move higher or lower at the moment.
100%. And of course, Trump had problems kissing Melania on the cheek, Sammy. But what are these Melania coins and these Trump coins all about? Why are they appearing right now?
They're mimetic, they're meme coins, and meme coins have been around for years and years in the crypto space. I mean, last bull cycle we had Shiba Inu. I mean, I know people that made insane money off Shiba Inu. An ex-colleague of mine that I used to work with at a previous bullion dealer, he put $50 into Shiba Inu last bull cycle, pulled out $80,000. So this whole meme coin craze, there's nothing new to it. Now, of course, Trump and Melania have cashed in on it in a big way over the last few days by releasing their own meme coins and watching the prices pump sky high. sitting on a nice supply of them themselves and, you know, benefiting greatly from that. But this is nothing new, guys. This is as old as the crypto markets themselves.
Yeah, and of course, don't forget we had the Epstein coin, but that disappeared. Nobody know what happened to it.
Yeah.
Bish, are these coins going to stick around? These Trump and Melania coins? Are these long-term hold, buy and hold?
Definitely not. I mean, a lot of as Sammy already mentioned, 80 to 90% of the supply is controlled by insider wallets, and that's not what you want. You're just going to continuously be dumped on. Now, that doesn't mean that because the supply is so heavily controlled and centralized by a handful of parties, the price can truly pump. Like, I'm not saying that the price can't pump, but what you're having is it's almost like a perversion of crypto, or at least Bitcoin qualities. You know what I mean? Bitcoin is decentralized, it's not controlled. So it serves a different purpose. If you want to have a trade, if you want to have a punt, and you want to have a bit of a gamble, then these meme coins are a fantastic way to, you know, scratch that itch. But I would never go out there and recommend these allocations. But they're absolutely fun to trade, an absolute hoot to have an allocation towards. But I'm not going to go out there and recommend them. You can trade them with Stormrake. Give us a phone call, send us an email. You can buy some. But yeah, don't put your life savings on it thinking that that's it. This is what's going to make me rich. Because oftentimes that's the disaster stories you hear about crypto. And then people will turn around and say crypto's a scam when they've missed out on Bitcoin, giving them a 10x.
And then you get skewered, Bish.
I get shish kebab.
Again.
I get shish kebab, but that's okay. But yeah, focus on Bitcoin, guys. Then you got your layer ones and ISOs. And then if you truly want to have a little parlay and you truly want to scratch that gambling itch, then you go out to the meme coins.
It's a gambling itch. Sammy, can I ask from a bullion dealer's perspective, people that are fully in bullion and have no crypto, do they just sit this one out?
Yeah, look, and I've seen it many times before where particularly people who they allocate heavily to bullion, they have no interest in other asset classes, and particularly asset classes that are really volatile. It scares them off. They sit in bullion, they watch the crypto bull market run, they laugh at some of the insanity in the meme coins and the altcoins, and they just sit it out. So look, I can completely understand that as a bullion guy. You make a cold hard investment based on fundamentals, you hop into bullion, you leave it at that. But for me, I've been in the crypto space even longer than I've been in the bullion space as an investor. So for me, I'm absolutely going to maximize this bull market and use the profits that I make in it to buy more gold and silver. Because the way that I see it, if you truly love gold and silver as an asset class, as money, then why wouldn't you want to get more of it? If trading crypto helps you get more ounces of gold and silver, then shouldn't you be trading crypto?
Bish, I want to ask you about, great message to Sammy, by the way. I want to ask you about Bitcoin jump from, it's so interesting when I talk to guys like you, right? You said in one sentence, Bitcoin jumped 10% yesterday, went from 100 to 110 roughly. That's a 10% move.
Yep.
Does real estate do that in a day?
A 10% move in a day? Absolutely not. Real estate, mate, real estate. I've been trying to explain it to people in my life recently, and this is the best way that I've found to put it. The place I rent, I pay about 30 grand a year in rent. It's about a 300 grand apartment. Now, let's just pretend for a second they pay no property taxes, no rates, nobody corporate, no mortgage, no expenses at all, no depreciation of the asset. The whole 30 grand is all theirs. Well, that's only a 10% return per year. That's garbage. Gold did 4 times that last year, and crypto did even better. So,
Well, did it yesterday?
in
an hour.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you know, you can make a 10% return for the year in real estate. Well, actually less than that after all the costs. Or you can make it in one day on crypto. Up to you.
So guys, let me show you something. So this got sold on the 29th of October, 2024, for $4 million, right? It's 12 Boundary Street, Bronte. So guys, check this out.
Gorgeous property.
Look at that.
How do you get that?
Bang. All right.
How do we buy that?
I'll explain this to you guys. This is in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. $4 million sold at the end of October 2024. You get to have a 3-bedroom dog box in Bronte, all for the low price tag of $4 million. Let's do some quick numbers, ladies and gentlemen. A 330 square meter property in the eastern suburbs of Sydney, setting you back $4 million. Stamp duty is about $208,000. Fees are about $2,000. The total cost is $4.2 million. A 20% deposit will set you back $1 million in cash. At the moment, that's about 6 Bitcoins. How much is that in gold or silver? Killian?
4 mil.
No, the 20% deposit, $1 million in cash.
A
$1 million in cash.
Well, bloody hell. I mean, that'd be 7 or 8 kilos of gold.
Yep.
Or 600 something kilos of silver.
Absolute insanity. And you can get yourself 5 Bitcoin with $1 million. So that's
So,
insane.
but can I ask though, if somebody took a $4 million and put it on Bitcoin just yesterday,
Yeah.
it would have moved 10% just in one day,
Yeah.
with zero counterparty risk,
400,000.
no taxes, nothing.
Yeah. So this is the thing, right? We haven't even got to the worst part of it. So you have to allocate $1 million in cash. Let's say you've saved up a 20% deposit or whatever, right? You go out and you put $1 million down. The loan for the life of it is going to be $3.1 million. That's the loan value. Your monthly repayments are $20,000. Your annual repayments are $240,000. Your annual expenses and fees are about $100,000 all in account. So you pay $1 million to have a shackle on yourself for the next 30 years in an absolute dog box in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? They're spending $4 million for 300 square
Grand
meters.
sale, grand sale, grand sale.
What is going on, guys?
This real estate, mate. There's nothing else. There's no other asset classes to look at. Real estate.
And it had a 2x move in 12 years.
Oh, mate, you can't get better than that.
How long does it take to get a 2x move out of a
So the thing is that they say it's done a double in 12 years. The money supply has gone up 110%.
so it changes it all? Yes.
So if you're thinking, oh, well, at least my real estate investment has gone up 100% over the last decade and a bit, well, so what? You're actually behind in real terms because inflation has gone up 110%.
Yep.
So in actual real nominal terms,
Yep.
you're behind 10%. You haven't done anything. You haven't made shit. And in fact, that's not even taking into account fees, costs, rental expenses, tenancy, all that kind of stuff that comes with actually maintaining an investment property or maintaining a property in general. You haven't even factored that in. So once you factor that in, you haven't even kept up with inflation and you've paid a shit ton of money for the privilege of losing money.
Yeah. And the risk you take along the way. Nobody talks about the risk of bad tenants. Tenants. I mean, whether it's a tenant that just doesn't pay on time or doesn't pay at all, the laws are getting more and more in favor of tenants and less in favor of landlords. Whether it's a tenant that cooks meth in the property, I've had clients tell me that before, that they've had that exact scenario happen to them. You're talking an outlay of north of $100,000 over the space of a year to get the place fixed up again. They won't tell you about that at the property seminar.
Council rates have gone up 4x in the Socialist Republic of Victoria.
Right. So at what point do you decide that it's no longer worth the investment? And I can understand if you know no other alternatives. Oh, I can either keep my cash in the bank or I should buy property. Yep, buying property is probably the better option. At least it's real, rather than cash in a bank account, which can go to zero at any time. But those are not your only two options, people. You've got the Baron over here, you've got the man in the hat, and you've got the samurai giving you other options here. There are other options available, people.
And you can just slide across the risk curve. This is what I love about what we're talking about. If you're a risk-off individual and you don't want to, have a dabble and have a go at the markets, just go to Sam. You don't even need to have a conversation with me. If you've got a risk-on appetite and you want to be able to take on bigger upside and bigger volatility, come to me and I'll get you taken care of. And there is a blend somewhere in the middle, as you've already so carefully put together for us, Tim, is that there is a nice combination between the two.
Well, I'm the mixing bowl,
Yes,
and
you
you
are.
guys are the ingredients.
Yes,
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good way to put it.
But Sammy, what is higher risk? Cash in a commercial bank or physical gold and silver?
Cash in a commercial bank is higher risk for sure. Yes, the price of gold moves up, it moves down. There is price risk there. Not much, given the low volatility of the asset. But cash in a bank, you take massive counterparty risk, and it's fiat currency that is designed to lose value over time. And the interest rate that you get is below the real rate of inflation. So cash in a bank account, I can't guarantee much in the markets, but I can guarantee you a loss in real purchasing terms. Whereas gold, it's held value for 5,000 years. It'll hold value for another 5,000 years. It went up 40% last year. I don't know, Tim. What you tell me, man? What sounds better to you?
Yeah, Tim's latte costs us $4.80 today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to come back sometime soon. It'll be 520, 550, 580, $6, $6.50, $7. That is the nature of your purchasing power. And you're going to have to spend more and more Aussie dollars to get the exact same product or service, if not a diminishing quality of product and service over time. So yeah, you guys got to make really good choices, as Tim would always say, because it's
And you're not bullish enough.
you're not bullish enough because
Great time to be alive.
It is a great time.
your purchasing power is being eroded at such a rapid rate that you need to take on some element of risk or opportunity, I should say. Risk is probably not the right word, but you got to take on the opportunity to get ahead in the markets, because your purchasing power is guaranteed to go down by design over the next little while. Like every year, you're losing 10% of your purchasing power. Over a decade, you've lost half of your purchasing power relative to where you were. So you don't want to be in that position, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to get ahead. And you got to contact Sammy, you got to contact myself, because yeah, it's just pretty nasty stuff.
So just very quickly, I know we're out of time, but very quickly, the strategic Bitcoin reserve, Trump's going to sign some executive orders. Apparently, he's got a whole pile of executive orders about to be signed.
Yep.
Are we going to see the pump after he signs? Do you think do you reckon the pullback was because people were just, is this just a natural pullback?
I think so. I mean, I look at it as, like Visha says, people front running this event, people trying to get in before the event. And there's a saying in the markets, buy the rumor, sell the news. I don't necessarily think that's what happened last night. The price didn't dump down to 90K or anything like that. But the event's now happened. Everybody bought in anticipation of it. And now we get to see Trump actually come in and actually do these things. Like Visha said, the US government hasn't bought any Bitcoin for a strategic Bitcoin reserve yet. It hasn't even officially announced that they're going to make one. So all of these events are still to come in the pipeline. All of them you're going to see a market reaction from, as it's a real event. And when you start to see the buying pressure of the US government coming in and trying to buy 200,000 Bitcoin a year, when Bishop so rightly says that they only make 140,000, as in the network only mines 140,000 a year. I mean, 200,000, 140,000, where does the extra 60,000 come from? These are the questions you should be asking yourself as an investor.
Yes, absolutely. Bish, any final comments on that?
That was so eloquent, Sammy. I wish you were on my trading desk, to be honest, but you got to run the bullion. Somebody's got to do it. But yeah, it was accurately said and ever so eloquent. So yeah, get out there, get your gold, get your silver, get your Bitcoin. And yeah, at the end of the day, this is the way that you're going to get ahead. And I can't wait to see what comes out of the rest of 2025. We've seen nothing yet, guys. We're only 20 days into 2025.
And I can't believe, it's funny you say that. If we get in a time machine and go back to October, before we had the bull run, before we were anywhere near 100,000, right? Imagine we said, we've got a pull. Imagine I said to Bish, in January, we'll be talking about the market pulling back at 103.
It's a pullback, mate. It's over.
103, and we're talking about pullbacks.
It's
People weren't
over.
even predicting 100 back.
I was predicting 88, but this is the thing, guys. This is the thing. Why I love this so much is that we're 20 days in, and gold, silver, and Bitcoin has already outperformed inflation and bank term deposits. 20 days in to the calendar year, and we've already outperformed your bank term deposit and your inflation rate that they're stealing away from you. So
Outperformed. It's a pretty low bar.
Yeah. Well, that's a minimum threshold. A minimum threshold.
Jesus, it's like tripping over at the starting line. If you can do better than that, you're going to win.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we better wind it up. Of course, this has been fabulous again to have you boys here. I love these little sessions. We're doing these every fortnight. Yep. Just letting you know. I don't know how
we love a bit of Fortnite.
I love a bit of Fortnite. That's right. And so, guys. So obviously this is a great time to buy, Yep. I mean, these are dips. This is where you buy now. We've given you the market with the market layout. If you're not buying, I don't know what you're doing. Yep. All right, that's it for me. Of course, the guy in the hat we've got here, of course, Bisha, the Mariner Bitcoin. We've got to have these. What were we doing? What was that thing we did the other day?
Oh,
Research.
yeah.
How did we do that?
So
let's try that again.
It's like, have you seen Captain Planet, where they put in the rings and then they summon? Yeah. Maybe that was more me and Sammy's time.
I am a Fortnite player. I must have missed the Captain Planet episode.
All right. So we go crypto.
Research.
Yeah.
Make good choices.
Yeah.
Make choices.
That's it. It's nice and easy.
Geez, that so beautifully.
Yes.
So eloquent. All right, well, that's it for me. Guy in the hat, the Baron of Bitcoin from the Stormraker course. What he doesn't know about crypto can run a they can postage stamp the Samurai silver, slash and silver prices. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us. Look up your health, look up your wealth, look up your families, and as always, gentlemen, make good choices.
Nice.